Kumisan may mga story tayo which are restorative, nagbago yung protagonist, na-restore yung faith natin sa kanya na may redemption. Nothing wrong, nothing good, no judgment. There are many good restorative films. Mostly conventional mainstream films are restorative. You can also do non-restorative storylines. Hindi nagbago, lalong sumama, and so on. Our tendency lang, dahil nagsimula tayo discussing the kahon, the box, etc., is to go restorative. Again, nothing wrong. Redemption and etc., nagbago. I just want you to be aware na you can go non-restorative. You can even go surreal. You can go experimental. You can go wherever you want to go. You can go fiction combined, faction, etc., etc. Some points now. Ang nasa taas sabi natin DAP, cause kahon, diba yun yung DNA ng kwento na pinagmumulan. Sa gitna is the pagbangga sa kahon. That's a course of action. Okay? Ang third part is the ending sa baba. Ang nasa baba is what we call MIFC, meaning, identity, freedom, community. So lahat ng DAP kahon, babangga ng kahon para makapunta sa MIFC. Pag nahanap ang meaning, MI, sino ako? Sino nga ba talaga ako? F, freedom, pagbangga, nakakalaya siya para mapunta sa community, which means you connect with other people. You never end na solo. Because that's what we are as human beings. Para maging buo ka, you have to exist na hindi mag-isa. Walang taong buo na nag-iisa. So, you always go community. Rom-com man yan, marriage story, family story, horror, thriller, you go community. So, DIP, kahon, bangga sa kahon, papunta sa MIFC. Or you can violate all this. Papunta sa walang identity, walang meaning, walang etc. Pag-end ng pelikula, walang meaning ang buhay sa mundo. Anxious tayo lahat. Hindi steady ang ground. Disoriented tayo. And it ends there. Walang sagot ang mga tanong, walang payoff ang mga pinaplan, walang redemption. You can go there. You can go wherever you want. Restorative or non-restorative. But that's a direction. Ang kahon na binabangga nyo is DAP equals kahon, bangga ng kahon, then MIFC. Then, pumunta na kayo kung saan-saan. So whatever story you tell, individual or grupo, lalabas at lalabas ang inyong kahon o ang inyong boses. Ibig sabihin, papasok at papasok ang inyong boses, ang inyong beliefs. Maski hindi kayo conscious about it, maski hindi ko idiktang dapat politically correct ito, dapat gender sensitive ito. Maski kayo maglaro at magkwentuhan, hihilahin at hihilahin kayo ng boses nyo, ng beliefs nyo kung saan pupunta. So don't worry about your advocacies. Maski pagawin kayo ng kwento na rom-com, lalabas at lalabas ang inyong political stance, ang inyong beliefs sa mundo, ang inyong philosophy. Hindi yan just because of the subject matter. So you can do anything, you can go anywhere. Just go to voice and express your story through your voice. Yung protagonist nyo na nasa loob ng kahon at hindi buo, lahat ng kwento ay papunta sa pagkabuo ng protagonist bilang tao. Dahil wasak siya at hindi buo at nakakahon. So, para siya mabuo, hinahanap niya ngayon yung M, meaning. Bakit ako ganito? Bakit etc.? Bakit? Kahulugan. Yung meaning na yun, magsosolve ng awareness niya sa taas. Lahat ng kwento nag-raise ng awareness or nagbubulag. We go the other direction. So, nahanap niya ang meaning. That's DAP. Pababa niya, pag nahanap niya ang meaning, ako ganito, identity ko. Yung desire niya kanina, ito pala ang gusto ko. Ako pala ganitong tao. I'm a good man pala. So, MI. And then, F, freedom, nakawala siya sa kahon. Even for this situation lang ng kwento, nakawala siya sa kahon. Maybe, pag tumuloy yan sa episode 2, episode 3, magkakaroon ng bagong kahon. But anyway, sa ngayon, nakawala siya sa kahon. Freedom. And after that, community. Ulitin ko, walang totoong tao at walang totoong character na nag-i-exist na mag-isa. We all live. We do not live in a vacuum. We live in a community. We live in a society. We live in a context. You do not live alone. And so, every story is about connections. It's about relationships. Even if it's a castaway na mag-isa na strand sa island, may relationship si Tom Hanks ba yun? Sa bola, volleyball, or what? It's always about relationship. When you talk character, you talk on and relationship. When we say a character is loving, I am not going to understand it. You have to show me he's loving in a relationship. When you say, kuripot ang puso, kuripot si Carl sa app, I will not understand it. But in a relationship with the Boy Scout, ayaw niyang papasukin, kuripot ang kanyang puso. Ayaw niyang magpapasok. So, every character is relationship. Every character, relationship. Pag walang relationship, walang characterization yan. You cannot tell me in an adjective na malibog siya. I'm not going to understand. You're telling me. Make me experience it. Do not even show me. Make me experience it. Na malibog siya. You can only make me experience it in a relationship. So, show the kalibugan in a relationship. So, characterization is relationship. Stories are about relationships. So, that's why sa ending ng journey, laging community. In-embrace niya yung ibang tao, niligawan niya yung liligawan, tinanggap niya yung liligawan, or nakipaghiwalay siya. At mag-iisa na siya habang buhay. It still refers to community. Kaya lang, negative ang ending niya. But it will always deal with community. So, DAP equals kahon, then MIFC. Okay? Importante anong klaseng journey yung ginawa ko. Tatanggal ng harang o magdadagdag ng harang. Mambubulag o magpapamulat. Magiging aware o hindi aware. So it's always a journey towards awareness. And workshops like this, and all my workshops, yun ang sinasabi ko lagi. Ang mahalaga, pagkatapos ng workshop, okay lang na natutunan yung characterization, or craft, or ganito, turning point, anong meaning. Pero ang pinakamahalaga, nabuksan yung awareness nyo, maski konti, o sana marami. You don't have to follow my templates, but tatanggal lang na kayo ng harang. And so that's a joy of community. Nakakapagtulungan tayo magtanggal ng harang sa isang mundo where wala nang ginawa mga tao sa past. At ilagyan tayo ng mga harang sa maraming paraan. I myself, after 40, 50 years of writing a script now, I will never know for sure na tama yung mga kahon o tama ang pinupuntahan ko o tama ganito. There's no way na ganun. Kasi ang trabaho natin, mahirap dahil it's a 2 plus 2 equals 4. Nagsusulat ako hoping na 2 plus 2 equals 19. And then halfway through the writing, after the third draft, 2 plus 2 equals 97 pala. It's not even 97 pala. It's 1003.2. Ulit na naman ulit ako. But that is the difficulty, but also the delight. The delight na ako mismo, I'll be surprised yung ginawa kong 2 plus 2 naging 95. And then yung audience ko nagulat din na ginawa kong 95. Yung Quiapo, ginawa kong Santa Mesa. Yung dumi, ginawa kong Coca-Cola or what. So, the difficulty is also the joy. So yun, so there's no way na malalaman ko. Kaya mahirap. Kaya di ko alam kung ba't andito kayo lahat. Mahirap. Torment sa kaluluwa. Okay.